Yesterday was such a fantastic day. We had an amazing time with my father-in-law and mother-in-law. The laughter and joy flowed like a river. While we were enjoying our drinks, my father-in-law couldn't help but praise Aubrey's mother-in-law. He praised her as a loving wife who takes care of herself and has a passion for skiing and biathlon. It turned out that they used to play on a local team together, and Aubrey's mother-in-law worked as a full-time Methodist minister. It's a demanding and responsible position, and on top of that, she's an athlete. My father-in-law playfully vouched for his wife's multitasking ability. Among all of us, she truly shone as the brightest and most energetic woman. Not only was she beautiful and kind-hearted, but she was also incredibly easy to be around. She was always ready to lend a helping hand. And now, as morning came, I couldn't help but reflect on how wonderful we had spent last night. Although my head was throbbing from the drink, I was thankful that I didn't have to go to work today. Instead, I could just relax on the couch in my newly purchased apartment. In the morning, my wife had to get up and go to work, even though she didn't want to. Plus, she had a headache because she drank a lot of wine last night. I always felt terrible after the holiday on days like that. I felt sluggish, unmotivated, and needed affection. I considered calling my wife, but she answered the phone nervously and reluctantly. It was clear that my attempt to invite her home for a few hours had failed. On the table, I noticed a newspaper with an open page that featured escort agencies, one of which had a headline about the most expensive girls in town. I quickly dismissed the thought, thinking I haven't stooped to that level yet. Then I remembered that my mother-in-law had promised to visit me yesterday and make me a nice dinner since she had the day off too. Apparently, she wasn't feeling well either. Despite this, she agreed to come. My mother-in-law, Aubrey, has always been a symbol of purity, righteousness, and intelligence to me. I felt like I knew her well, and we had a close bond. She would tell me about her grievances with my father-in-law and give me advice on how to be a wife in certain situations. We were like two secret allies in our families, and there was no way I expected things to turn out this way. But let's go through everything in order. My mother-in-law came in with a bottle of wine and a large piece of roast meat. We silently drank a glass of wine and ate a piece of meat. After a few glasses, my mother-in-law suddenly asked me why I was staring at her legs and if I liked her. It was a little awkward, but I mustered up the courage to confess my feelings. I kissed her. She seemed taken aback, but then warned me that it was wrong. We both realized the seriousness of the situation, but we had overstepped our bounds. When she left, we silently agreed to keep our secret. It's been 3 years now, and no one suspects a thing. Let's hope that this will continue to be the case to avoid any complications in our lives.